whisper stories told. Let your journey now begin. In the magic, let's dive in. So tell me, what do the cards reveal? What's the truth they conceal? She's the high priestess with the key to every question that's haunting me. A lover's heart or a warning from the past. In the terror's embrace, I'm spellbound at last. Truth's come undone, it's a dance we must face. In the chaos, I find my place. In the tarot's embrace, I'm spellbound at last. Truth's come undone, it's a dance we must face. In the chaos, I find my place. The moonlight glows, the veil is thin. Lunar affinity will call again. Thanks for walking in the light, where guides whisper pure insight. Until we meet, the cards will wait. Mystic whispers guide your fate. With every message our spirits send, for cosmic dreams our souls transcend.
Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. Hey Gautam, I'm doing well, thank you. Kayla, I'm doing good, thank you for asking. Hey sweeter. Y'all, it's so cold in my house, oh my god. I'm freezing, like I just cannot get warm. Hey Amy. Hey Naisha, I got your donation, thank you. Oh my god, it's so cold. Like, it's just so cold. It's like cold to the bone where I'm at. And it snowed like 2 weeks ago. It was the last time it snowed. Maybe, no, I'm pretty sure it's about a week and a half ago. And the snow is still frozen on my front, like, porch. It's just like, it has not... It's a lot of it's melted down, but my god. The landlord's playing with your heat. Oh no. I saw Florida got snow yesterday, and then Texas got snow. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Hey Mystic, thank you. I did get your donation on Cash App. I will add you to the list. If anybody wants to drop their question below for their donation, feel free to do that, but we're going to do some free reads real quick. Okay, this is for Gautam. Got him. I have a yes, the strength card. Nessa, I have a yes, King of Pentacles. Margaret. Yes, 8 of Pentacles. Maybe from work. Kushbu. I have a yes, Ace of Swords. Sweeter. Oh my gosh, I have a no for you, Sweeter. Knight of Swords. Amy. No, Amy. 5 of Wands. This is the card of like conflict and fighting, and maybe there's just like bad energy there or something. He said no. Kushbu. I think I answered your question already. Nyasia. Nyasia, yes. 6 of Cups. Yeah. I have a yes. 10 of Cups for Pizza. Ready for spring. A lot of times, like, once the holidays are over, I'm just like, I don't think it needs to be cold anymore. Once we get through New Year's, I'm like, okay, we can be warm again. But I try to honor every season. I try not to rush through every single season. It's like I want to honor it. So I try to find the good in the winter, which is no bugs. And even if it's cold, you can still get like cuddly and snuggle up. Tea, I've been drinking a lot of tea, making like very nutritious soups. Just trying to focus on like the good parts, the slower time of this time of year. You put out tons of snow melt, neighbor doesn't shovel, so annoying. It's like 7 people living in the house. Oh my gosh. You're welcome, Nessa. You're welcome, guys. So I appreciate each season. Winter this year is going to be cold, but I'm going to make the best of it. Yes, agreed. Same here. I'm probably going to make some tea soon, actually. Ari, let's take a look at your question. Grateful to have a heart, warm bed, clean heat. Oh, you got a heart too, girl. Warm bed, clean sheets, agreed. Okay, Amy. All right, Ari. Ari, I have a yes. I have the strength card for you. Naija, I was actually thinking about you early this morning. I think it was. You're welcome. I was scrolling through like the archives on my phone, and there was like a screenshot from many years ago. It was my Instagram archives that I had posted something that you guys were talking about in the chat. But I just saw that this morning, like 8 a.m. And here you are. And it's crazy because I feel like, I go a month or two usually without seeing you. So that's just such interesting timing. All right, guys, I'm about to close down the free list. Get your questions in, your last minute questions before we move on to our donation list. And just a heads up for those of you, just like yesterday evening, I'm not going to be able to be on for very long. I'm setting aside about an hour and a half, and then I'm probably going to have to get going, and we're almost 15 minutes in on that time. So maybe like an hour, a little more than an hour left. So I can take a couple more donations if anybody wants to do that, or if they want to add on, that's cool too. Lena. Will Lena travel to Egypt? Yes. 4 of Wands, Lena. I got it, Amy. Yes, Page of Wands for Sienna. Headaches have improved. Oh my gosh, that's so good to hear. Let me look at my book real quick. Brennan got me a holistic guide to wellness for Christmas. You're welcome, Lena. Curious if they have anything here on headaches, migraines. Yeah, I've been doing a lot lately to like fix some stuff for myself lately. Changing a lot. I mean, mouth tape, castor oil packs, vibration plates, dandelion tea, zinc, multivitamins, red light therapy, removing fluoride, as much as fluoride as I can out of my diet, probiotics. I mean, like the list is long. Like I feel like every single week or month I'm incorporating something new into what I'm doing. Oh, wild yam cream as well. My gosh. Sophie. Thank you. I think I am. I do. You're welcome, Ari. Sophie. I have a Hierophant. This is a maybe. I asked like which way we were leaning, yes or no. I am getting a yes. But the Hierophant has to do with like maybe their own traditions or their own values or beliefs or like their family involvement or pressures, etc. So yeah, there could be a little block there. Look into the Hierophant. It's a tarot card, and maybe you can get some more information about that. Nannies. I have a yes. 8 of Pentacles for nannies. Red light therapy. So better sleep. Oh, another thing I'm going to be doing soon too is copper. Like probably drinking out of copper like glasses, like Moscow Mule glasses. Also wearing copper like jewelry, just wire to kind of protect myself against like the EMF. But red light therapy, really good for skin, good for pain, good for sleep. Just lots of benefits there to kind of counteract the blue light that we look at every single day. Yes, Amy. When I got it, I had mentioned it out loud, but maybe you didn't hear me. They're not too expensive. They can get expensive if you wanted to go all out, but I think like 35 to 50 bucks, roughly. Sophie, you said it resonated. Okay, I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, you're very welcome. All right, Naija. What does two pending? What does higher self want Naija to know? Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Okay. So you have multiple cards here that indicate to me you have like multiple purposes in life. So I feel like there's a lot of desires on your heart, and it's there for a reason because you're supposed to fulfill these things. I think that there are a lot of beings that walk this earth that don't really ever fulfill their purpose. I think that there's a lot of beings on this earth that maybe just have one purpose and then they're done. But what they're saying to me, Naija, is you've multiple. Like it's saying, and I feel like four because I got two cards and they both say double mission on them and they're completely different decks. So if one deck saying double and another deck saying double, I'm thinking like at least four, I would say, missions in life that you are supposed to serve the world. You're supposed to serve humanity. You are a light worker yourself. And it's basically serving humanity, uplifting humanity. And that is why you feel the way that you do, and you have all these like plans on your heart. And so I guess they just want to give you confirmation on that like you know, you might have already achieved one up until now, but you've got more that you need to do. And I think also they don't want you to lose sight of that because of maybe the state of the world or the way that things are going. They basically just don't want you to live in a fear-based place, because they're saying that that can get in the way, like you being overly worried about something that you can't control, and like things may have not played out yet, but they don't want you to, you know, work from a place of fear because that will interfere with your mission, that will get in the way. It's not that you can't leave this world like with a mission or two unfulfilled. You can, but you will feel that karma carry into a next life if you believe in like future lives or future incarnations. Or if you don't, you might just leave this earth feeling like you could have done more than you did. So they want you to try to still have a clear focus on coming from a clear mind, coming from a clear heart, not working out of a place of fear, because you, like, your higher self knows that that's what you're here to do. Like, they just don't want you to, yourself, I guess I should say, that yourself doesn't want yourself to get distracted. So, you know, it's not going to be at the end of the world if like you have more than four, like let's just say you have 6 things you want to do and you only get done half of them. It is okay. It's not like it's going to affect you in a great way. You might just want to carry that mission in to the next life that you live. But they are saying too, they don't want you to, or they want you to be careful of what you're consuming. So like, what are you eating? What energies are around you? Do you find that you are consuming things that might be bringing your vibration down? So like consumption could be what you're watching, what you're listening to. It's like you have to break the matrix, Naija. You have to, like, you can't be down here with the people. Like, you have to be above it. You have to be like focusing on your own world and creating your own reality. And it's okay to tap into the collective. It's okay to tap in and understand what's going on in the world and current events and things like that. But they're saying that you really need to still create your own reality and try not to like give in too much or consume too much of that. So if you find that you are, I see all your comments, you're like, wow, definitely resonates. Terrible diet. Life Path 22. That's awesome. I actually just saw a video on a Life Path 22 today. I think the person was born like like 11/9 to 2002 or something like that, or yeah, I don't know, something along those lines. But it was Life Path 22. Yeah, so terrible diet, reality TV, coffee. Yeah, so they're just saying like be very mindful what you're watching, listening, just overall consumption is going to be very important for you right now, because you have to kind of turn your head away from that. You have to kind of close yourself off from that, because what's happening is the more you sit in maybe like the complaints, the frustration, the fear, the anger, the rebellion, whatever is going on, it kind of takes you further and further away from your purpose, and it will lower your vibration, make things harder for you to achieve. So just be very mindful of that. Let me see. You have support from your ancestors, as well. Like I see a group of like astral beings around you saying you are not alone, that you're a keeper of this earth, that you're here to raise the vibration of the world. You got actually 2 cards here that say you are not alone. That's so interesting. You had 2 cards that said double mission, and then you have 2 cards that say you're not alone. They're also indicating like, just as you have a spiritual backup and teamwork, you also need to make sure that you are allowing yourself to experience community in your day-to-day life. So it's not like you have to get out there every single day. No, that's not what I'm saying. But in getting yourself into the community, meeting people, networking, spending time with friends and family, be selective with what type of people you're spending time with, but don't isolate yourself for too long. You may have the tendency to kind of keep your head down and like just get to your goal and like stay very single-minded and focused on what it is that you have at hand. But they're also saying to make sure that you are having that physical connection that you need just as a human being. So music is going to be really important during this time. Whatever it is that you can listen to, you have been self-isolating, okay? You said you recently expressed feeling alone in your journey. Oh my gosh, yeah, no, they want you to get that like physical connection with people. Gotham says, I appreciate you so much, Luna. I hope you have a great night. And if you're on Friday, I'd love to donate for some in-depth reads again. You're amazing. Oh, Gotham, thank you so much. You're amazing. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll probably be on Friday. Yeah. I would think so. Yeah. So going back to like music is going to be very important for you. So here's the thing. I'm going to go back to your comment where you said terrible diet, reality TV, coffee, etc. Nobody expects you to be perfect. I don't think your higher self expects you to be perfect. It's just everything in moderation. There's nothing wrong with watching reality TV. If you want to watch a couple episodes here and there, or whatever, but it's basically like if it gets you to the point where you're distracted, I think that's the main focus here. If you are finding that you're not able to, like, you're thinking to yourself, should I be learning right now to get me closer to my mission, or should I ignore that and should I watch reality TV and it's not going to get me any further or any closer to what I want to do? That's where the issue is going to come in. You need to make sure that it's not serving as a distraction. If it's just unwinding at the end of the night, that's fine. If you have one coffee a day or every other day, that's fine. If you eat really clean all day long and at the end of the night you want like a brownie, that's cool too. Like, it's all about moderation. I guess what they're saying is don't allow these things to serve you in a way to distract you. It's okay to consume it. It's just don't allow it to stop you from completing your mission, and keeping in mind what you're consuming, whether that is food, whether that is people, whether that is like a podcaster, um, like social media information. Like, we just don't want it to lower your vibration. We don't want it to start bumming you out, making you depressed, making you feel helpless, that kind of thing. That's what we're trying to avoid. So they're saying that they want you to also start listening to things that you maybe typically not listen to, or if you do it more often. So the first thing that's coming through is like certain songs, certain song frequencies, things that are putting you in a better mood, things that lift you up and make you feel really good. You'll notice that a song is good for you when you start getting chills listening to it. Like, you are just like, oh my gosh, this puts me in a completely different headspace. Like, I can literally feel it's like lifting me up. I can physically feel it. That's what you want. So look into chanting, look into like 500, 600 frequency, look into brown noise, look into meditation music, whale sounds, like whale and orca sounds, like high frequency thing. Like, just look into different types of music, but you're wanting to feel that it's raising your vibrations. Very important. You have a lot of feminine energy ancestrally in the astral realm, but you also have masculine energy as well. They want you to know that they're keeping you safe. It says star brothers. So this is indicating to me potential family, someone you're in relation to, or this is a group of masculine, maybe masculine contemporaries that kind of feel like brothers, maybe cousins, or it could just be spiritual team, spiritual guiding, from like people who have passed on in your lineage, and that these masculine energies are looking over like multiple people in your family as well. The last message I have is that you are very well equipped for your future plans, for the things that you want to achieve, because you've done a lot of the work already. You have been here before, you've done life before, so you're very well equipped. You have like everything that you need. It's just a matter of like keeping focused. And they're saying it's okay to take baby steps. Like, you're not going to have it all figured out, but they're saying that as long as you're following your intuition, even before it makes sense, it will eventually come together for you. So that is what I've got. Let me know what your next question is. Yeah, I have you, like, there's definitely masculine. It's like elders potentially, but I'm getting like a lot of contemporaries. I'm getting like men in your family that are looking at you or looking over you in like a guardianship kind of way. And it may not just be looking over you, it may be looking over like other family members, maybe other people that are your age. You're very welcome. We are working on the second reading for Niasia now. And then after that, we have Mystic. Oh my gosh, Taka. Taka, I haven't seen you in so long, I don't think. Wait, where have you been? All of my people are coming back to me. Taka, I got your donation. What are we doing for you, Taka? Oh, and a skip. You donate for a skip. Okay, let me fix that donation list. Hold on. Let me fix the donation list. Ignore that one. Okay, so Taka, and then Eliana. All right, that should be the list, guys. Let me go ahead and where am I at? Yeah, I'm gonna probably be closing the list down soon. I'm so glad it resonates for you, Naija. You said you can definitely do this. You have to shift out of procrastination and be more disciplined. You're welcome. You said you've been at work. Well, it's still good seeing you guys. Oh my gosh, it's like a reunion, everybody. And Eliana is here. Eliana, I got your donation. Yeah, I'll probably be closing the list soon. Okay, will you move this year? Will you move this year? Will Naija move this year? Naija, I'm leaning towards a no. I feel like some things would really have to shift for you for me to feel confident telling you yes. I do think that if it's going to happen along this trajectory, and if it is going to happen this year, I think it's towards the end of the year. Like I'm specifically being shown like after Virgo season. So, but even still, that doesn't feel completely clear for me. You said agreed. They're showing me the Four of Swords, which is kind of like you just staying put, staying in place, focusing maybe on other areas, because what's going to happen is you'll be taking on too much. And I think they don't want that either. Because like, as we mentioned before, it's all about balance. It's all about things in moderation. Like you have to tackle what the priority is for you. And they're saying they kind of just see you staying in place. Now, this year might be a good year for you to like plan for your future. Maybe get some things like in line, maybe check some boxes. But I think a move just isn't really in the cards, at least for the first, I don't know, 9 months, I would say, of this year. So that's what it feels like. You have the Empress in reverse, which it feels more like it's not really a growing season for your physical environment. It's more sedentary. It's more, it's like staying in place. And like the Empress is upright. When it's upright, it talks about fertility and growth and gestation and like really seeing expansion happening. And I think Empress in reverse kind of feels a little bit more like winter. It's more barren. It's just more quiet. And so in terms of, are you going to be moving, it just doesn't feel like that's the energy of this year for me. Your place gives you everything you need. You need to save. Okay, well, that's good. I'm glad this is resonating for you. Being impatient, neighborhood is so busy, people are so cold, no sense of humility. It just doesn't seem like this is the priority for you this year, to move. It doesn't mean it's not going to happen at any point. You know, obviously, you're not going to be here forever, but they're just saying that's not the main focus of 2025 for you. Mm-hmm. It also seems like this is the place that makes you not as social, because you mentioned like the people around you are. Oh, you literally just said, okay, so like I was going off of the neighborhood is busy, people are cold comment when I was saying this, but you said you miss having neighbors who speak to you in small talk. So I feel like it's kind of also important that you are just socializing with certain people, but also taking the time that you need right now to just stay focused on your goals as well. Because like, I guess in the last reading, and I was like, I want you to get physical connection. Like I said, it's not all the time. It could be once a month if it really needed to be. I think spirit just doesn't want you to feel lonely, like not feel alone. But having that isolation is not a bad thing because it keeps you from distractions. Remember, that's kind of like the key word for you this year is like, we don't want to be distracted. If you had a lot going on, if you had a lot of opportunities to be social in your neighborhood, if you had people inviting you all the time, it might set you off, like off your path. It might distract you. So I think that's what they're saying is that withdrawing into your home, especially if it's giving you everything you need right now, minus the social aspect, is not necessarily a bad thing. Good. Well, I'm glad that it's resonating for you. Like I said, you can change this, you can influence it, but if you're just looking for that confirmation that you feel, I also noticed at the bottom of the deck we have the Emperor, and like that just kind of indicates like you're not moving, like you're not going anywhere. The Emperor is very much planted, very much set where they are, and don't have any plans on making any changes. So that's what it feels like to me. You're very welcome, Naija. It was nice seeing you. I'm so happy you came back in and said hi. Next up, we have Mystic, and then Taka after that, who paid to skip. Mystic, if you're in here, please check in with me, friends. Mystic was a in-depth reading. I will let him know that you said hi. He'll be on the way home soon. All right, we're looking for a mystic to check in. Hey, Mystic. I have you for an in-depth reading. What would you like to know? Did you have a specific question for me? Oh, that's okay. I usually give you a minute or two before I move on to the next person. Okay. How is Daniel viewing you? Okay, so with these cards, it's making me feel like there's an imbalance in effort and energy. The first card out is the Hangman, so that tells me that there's someone here that's giving more of a sacrifice than the other person, and um, that person making that sacrifice, I feel like is um, very much into the other person. So it feels almost like I'm trying to figure out if this is Daniel looking at you as someone who's making sacrifices, maybe putting more effort or more energy into the connection, or if he's feeling like you should be. I guess we can kind of figure that out together. So if you feel like you're the person that has been like putting more focus on this, putting more energy on this, feeling like you're putting more into this than what you're getting out of it, then he's viewing you as the Hanged Man. There's a lot of feelings here. We have the Four of Wands, the Lovers, the Two of Cups. This indicates like deep feelings, feeling as though like you having a hard time moving on from this person, feeling like you're on the outside of their life. And the Three of Cups is here indicating potentially like third party energy. If that resonates for you, take it. I'm not trying to tell you that there's a third party. If you like, let's just say you guys are in a relationship and you guys are committed and there's no suspicion of anything like that. I don't want you to take that because that's not the only definition of this card. It's just one of them. And it could indicate that maybe that there is some kind of block or something interfering with your connection outside of that. So I have the Eight of Cups. This indicates moving forward, moving on. And Eight of Swords indicates like feeling like your hands are tied, like the person's not really giving to you and you feel like you don't have any choice but to walk away, even though that's not necessarily what you want to do. You'd think he might be with someone. Okay. I think how he's viewing you, Mystic, is that he thinks you're just always going to be available. that you are the one that's going to be making the sacrifice if he keeps you on the line. Okay? If he keeps you like on his roster, so to speak. If he keeps you, if he continues to remain in touch, keep in contact with you, he feels like you will continue to want to be with him. So he feels like you're the one making the sacrifices, and he's very aware of that. Hey, boss lady. Thank you for the donation. I'll add you to the list, okay? So, Mystic, I do feel that Daniel sees that you are not giving as much as you did before. But I think that he also knows that you're walking away or you're moving on is because you feel like he's not giving enough to you. It's not necessarily your choice. Like if you had your rathers, he knows that you would still be in contact with him. But you feel that he's giving you no choice but to walk away. So it feels kind of regretful for you because it's not necessarily what you would have wanted if you had a say, but you feel like because you're not getting much out of this that you have to do it because you have to move forward. And I think he's looking at you as someone who he was hoping he could just keep on the line and continue to have access to. He does not feel that he's a part of your life. Like day in and day out. I think there's a lot that goes on with you that he doesn't know about, and he's very aware of this. He does see you pulling your energy back and not giving to him as much. Let me see. But I feel like he knows like that you have really strong feelings for him at the same time. So maybe he's overestimating just how much power you have and how much willingness you have to walk away. He might think that you have strong feelings for him, so you might stick around a little bit longer or longer than what you actually will be doing, because I think he's, like I said, overestimating how you feel for him. How is he viewing her? So this seems like the type of person that is going to come around like looking to maybe hook up with you, or he comes around like when he's wanting something and it feels sexual in nature. It feels like he's looking for some type of ego boost, or some type of like physical encounter with you, or he's coming to you wanting something is what it feels like, something selfish. He feels like he has also more of an influence over you than what he might have. He just feels like he has a lot of power over your connection. How is he viewing her in terms of feelings? How is he viewing her in terms of his feelings? I think that you kind of try to put him in his place a couple of times. Like you might have spoken your mind to him. And he might be trying to like, what's the word? What is the expression? I'm hearing the word save. Like he might be trying to like repair things with you during this time because he is trying to like schmooze or like save face or whatever. Like I feel like you've kind of expressed certain things to him and he's kind of like, oh no, or he's like trying to, what is it? I feel almost like he's trying to repair it and avoid it. Maybe he doesn't actually want to confront this with you because he doesn't want to admit or hold himself accountable. So sometimes he might gloss over things that are bothering you. But I do feel like he sees you standing your ground in certain circumstances. Like he does see that you are trying to protect yourself and trying to speak your mind. So I asked in terms of like his feelings for you, what does that look like? And I got the Tower and the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups and the Tower came out at the same time. He's kind of in this place of take it or leave it. I don't think that he's going to fight for you. Like the Tower, it talks about kind of just letting it fall apart, you know, like calling it, letting it go. He seems like he's focused on other things right now with the Four of Cups, and he's not necessarily taking your offers like seriously. Like he's not paying attention to you is what it feels like to me. And he's not here to try to like fight for this. So that's kind of tough, but I am glad that it resonates for you. I think walking away is important. I think you should just stick onto that path and don't let him try to pull you back in without maybe a real offer, you know? Yeah, that makes sense. You're welcome, Mystic. Thank you for stopping in. Have a good night, okay? Just follow your gut. You're making the right choices for yourself. All right, so Taka, I have you for an in-depth reading. Oh, hold on, boss lady. Let me add you to the list. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. Ignore that. There's the updated list. Okay, so T's thoughts currently with your absence, no contact. He's blocked you. You initiated it. It recently happened, so you're just curious. Okay, let's see. What are T's thoughts for Taka? T's thoughts with Taka's absence. Okay, so there's a song, it's an old song that's coming through and I don't like know it very well. But it's by Foreigner and it's called Cold as Ice. And I feel for some reason that song's coming through to my brain. I don't know if I've like ever voluntarily listened to that song, but I know it somehow. That's what I'm hearing is like cold as ice. I feel like he does not like this decision that was made, but he's like, so be it. It is what it is. Like, I feel as though he doesn't feel like this is his choice. This is his decision that, you know, he wanted to happen. Hey, Eliana, you said you're leaving your question with me. Okie dokie. You got it, girl. Eliana, can you do me a favor and give me your I'm going to send you a message on Instagram really quickly. Okay. So I sent you a message on Instagram. So yeah, so Taka, this seems like almost he's feeling almost like it's against his will, so to speak. Like this is not really something that he wanted, and I think the blocking that may have happened, even if it was initiated by you, it was more just like him lashing out. He didn't necessarily want to do this, is what I'm getting. And he feels like this decision that was initiated by you is like he feels, I don't know if hurt is necessarily the word. That might be the wrong word. He might not be hurt, but I think that he's upset about this. Like it's not necessarily something that he wants to be happening, because I do think he likes having access to you. I feel like he feels you're just not hearing him out, or you're not caring about him anymore. This feels very much like kind of whiny, you know? Like I just don't think I think he's just upset, truth be told. I think that he feels like you're not hearing him out, like you're kind of like throwing him away. Like that's kind of the energy. And he truly just like doesn't fully get it. Like I don't think he truly understands. When it comes to your connection, he has a completely different perspective of it than what you have. And maybe he feels like you're just trying to punish him as well. And I think that, you know, maybe from his perspective, he felt like you guys had a good thing going, and it's a little bit confusing for him why this would happen or why you would do this to your connection. Again, this is his perspective. It doesn't mean that that's how it is, or that you have to agree with that, but that's what it feels like. I think he wants to make you jealous. I think he wants to make you miss him, wants to make you wonder about him, because he is hurt that like this is happening. And I said, I think him blocking you is a way to like hurt you or try to get you back. You had to block so you wouldn't fold. Yeah. Thanks, Amy. Thank you for checking in, girl. Also, Amy, I saw you left your question on Instagram. Thank you. So yeah, Taka, it seems like he's just trying to get you back. Let me pull a couple more cards here. Like, I think he feels a little bit left behind by you, and he's like, fine, if that's how it's gonna be, then fine. Like, it does feel a little bit immature. Like, it feels almost like he's throwing a bit of a tantrum, and he's really just trying to put you in the category of you're just like everyone else. Trying to kind of separate you from or like kind of, kind of say, hey, like, this is not the first time something like this has happened to me. You're just like the rest of them. Like, that's how he's feeling. He's having a bit of a pity party, I would say. And I think that he's kind of mad at himself too, because I think that he feels that he maybe thought things were going to be different. Let's see. How is he feeling about her? So for whatever reason, you to him was like the ideal woman. Okay. You're coming through as the Empress. You're like untouchable. No one compares to you. You are just like top tier, superior woman to him. And I think that he is going to come back around because he's missing you. We have the Six of Cups. But right now, he's just trying to get you back. He's just trying to punish you. He feels comfort from you. He feels like good around you, good in your presence. He feels like he can be himself. He feels like you understand him. So I do think he's going to be back around. There's still attraction to you here despite him being upset. So with that being said, right now, whatever's going on is just temporary. He probably has already checked to see, if you're still blocking him. If there's a way to check, I perceive that he has already tried to see if you have unblocked him. Because honestly, it's coming through to me as if he's trying to win this. Whatever this is, he's trying to win. Do you have any other questions about this? You're welcome, Taka. Have a good night. It was so good seeing you. All right, next up we have Amy. All right, Amy, your question. Okay, I got your question. Let me shuffle for you. Yes, you'll see me again. I don't know why, but my YouTube never shows your lives. Luckily, I was up late today. Okay, good. Yes, definitely come back. I want to see you again. Okay. Oh, let's see. All right, so your height was one of the things that he noticed. Think you might have said you're on the shorter side like me. So if there was like a differential in height, or maybe you just seemed like a lot shorter than like maybe he was expecting, I don't really know. There's something about really noticing your height here. Like, and the picture I'm looking at is the Six of Cups, and it's like this guy giving this girl some flowers, and he's kind of leaning forward, and you can tell he's kind of trying to like level with her and get down on her height. So it's making me feel like there was something to do with like the difference in height somehow, or maybe how short you are or something. It doesn't necessarily mean that there's like a whole foot gap between you guys or anything. It just means that maybe he is pleasantly surprised that he's taller than you, or maybe you're just like one of the shortest people he's ever seen. I don't know. There's something to do with like your height, maybe liking your height, liking the fact that he feels a bit taller. I don't really know. I know that when my husband and I first met, at the time, he was like, oh, wow, you are short. You said you were short, and you are short. He was like, you're fun size. And he's not very tall. He's 5'9", roughly. So I think he has the appearance of looking taller because he's super, super skinny. And he has like a lot of hair. And he wears a bun on the top of his head a lot of the times because he has very long hair. And so I think it gives him the perception he's taller and stuff like that. But he's not very tall. But what he said to me was he loved that I was shorter than him, okay, because it made him feel tall. So that's what I mean. There's something here that has to do with your height. Also, what you were wearing, there's like images that I'm getting from these cards. It's like something that you were physically wearing. He paid attention to your like dress. Not that you're wearing a dress, but he's wearing like, or he's paying attention to how you were dressed. Let's see. He was paying attention to your physical expression, Amy. So maybe you seemed kind of somber. Like, maybe he could see like a layer deeper. Maybe he saw like you were trying to seem like you were good, you were happy, you were fine. But maybe, like when you can tell something's wrong with someone, like if they're forcing a smile or trying to act like they're fine, even though like that they're not. That's kind of what it feels like to me. Is like he noticed expressions on your face. Maybe your posture wasn't matching what you were saying, or maybe your facial expressions, or he could see it in your eyes. I don't know. There's just something here where he's saying like, I could kind of tell that something was kind of going on with her, even though I don't really know her. Guess how every guy you meet feels next to you too. We're just shorties around here. I was wearing like regular clothes that were cute. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, he was paying attention to how you were dressed. Let me see. Your eyes? I'm getting something to do with your eyes. Like seeing through. I don't know, paying attention to your eyes. Did you have your hair up or was it adorned in some way? Did you have something in your hair? Like I'm focusing on hair, but I don't think it was necessarily your hair itself. Like it almost feels like it was like the style that it was in, or if you had like a clip in your hair, or it was like it's something to do with the way that it was styled was something that he thought was cute or he was paying attention to, because it doesn't feel like it has to do with your hair itself. It's more like the way it looked that day. Oh, you did have your hair up. Okay. That's what I thought. Was it the scrunchie? Maybe it was the scrunchie. The reason I'm saying this is because like in every single image, there's something on this person's head. Like some kind of accessory. Like I'm seeing there's something. I'm like, was she wearing a hat? What was she wearing? There was some kind of accessory. So that's pretty funny. Let's see. You know, interestingly enough, I would say that basically every single time I'm getting cards, it's like, oh, your physical appearance. Like, okay, so he's paying attention to the scrunchie for some reason. He's calling out on the scrunchie. So there's a lot of times when you ask like questions like this about other people, I'm talking about like your silhouette, your body shape, really paying attention to. Oh, it has different colors. Okay. Paying attention to like your figure. I'm not getting that from him. I don't think he was necessarily checking you out as a whole. I think he was kind of targeting like certain aspects to you and who you are as a person. So maybe he's grasping like the way you carry yourself, your personal style. I think that he might have been trying to like realize the type of person that you are, because you know they always talk about how you dress, it expresses a lot about you. It's your self-expression. It's how you feel like you're yourself. And so maybe he's the type of person who just like really reads more into things than just physical appearance. He may have been taking cues from your posture, body language, your voice that day, maybe the way your eyes looked, your style, and kind of just decoding, I guess, from that who you are and if there was interest there from him. It seems more like he was paying attention to maybe your personality traits that you were expressing in the physical rather than like checking you out. You know, it doesn't mean that he wasn't like, oh, she's not cute, you know, because I do have the Queen of Wands, and so that indicates that, you know, that there is attraction. But it seems like he's was looking on a deeper level. Like he was looking more for information from you about who you were, who you are. Yeah. Did you like, I think you said that day you guys were very active, because there was some kind of movement going on, because I've got movement from the Eight of Wands, movement from the Wheel of Fortune. But there's also something here about maybe you guys took a break or something. Because there seems to be some kind of like pause that happened. I don't know if he was there for that. But it's coming through for me. Like, I don't know if you guys were like took time to like sit down, maybe grab a bite to eat, maybe laying down on the couch. I don't know, but into his new apartment. Okay, cool. Yeah, so yeah, I'm not sure what that's about. But anyways, that's what I've got, Amy. I think it's kind of like a breath of, you did take a food break. Okay, that's what I thought. I think it's a breath of fresh air when I do a reading like this for you that kind of stands out differently than what other people would have thought or other people would have said. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad. Yeah, so this could also be when he was paying a lot more attention to you as well, just because he had the opportunity face to face to kind of like sit with you for a minute. All right, girl. That's what I've got, friend. You're very welcome. Oh, awesome. Are you looking forward to it? Oh, I'm sure they did. Are you kidding me? Now you're really gonna know. Tomorrow when you go back, you're gonna see the difference that you make. Good luck. Oh, you'll be good. You'll be okay. It may take a minute to kind of get back into the groove, but I think it'll happen fairly quickly for you. You're welcome. Absolutely. All right, next up we have Eliana. Eliana, if you're here, feel free to check in. Good night, Amy. Hey, girl. Okay, let's see. Will you meet your ideal man? So Eliana, you are a Scorpio rising, is that right? Girl, I should have known. You got Scorpio vibes in your big three. And I kind of could pick up on that a little bit. A little bit. I think it's more like the mystery, can't really fully figure it out. So yeah, you've got that like fire, water mystery about you. Okay. So we're looking at this. I'm going to pull a couple cards as well. Let me pull cards actually really quickly right now. How will she meet her ideal man? How will she meet her ideal man? All right. Okay. So there's a couple of things here that are going on. First of all, I want to tell you, and you may know this already, but you have, when we look at the 7th house of partnerships, we're looking at Taurus for you. Okay. And Taurus is ruled by Venus, and your Venus is in your 1st house along with your rising sign. So when it comes to the 1st house, it has everything to do with you, who you are, you shining, you just being this kind of like magnetic powerhouse energy. So what I'm getting is that you're really not going to have to do much work at all as far as finding your person, because this person is going to seek you out. This person's going to try to find you. They're going to hit on you. They're going to ask for your number. All you really have to do is make sure that you're available. This person's going to try to come for you. Now, they're also talking about how this could be a reconnection as well, like someone who you have never been in a relationship with before. It's okay if you want to scroll back a little bit, you can. We just started. Maybe you had like not a romantic relationship before, but maybe someone that you've known through someone else, and they're like, hey, let me get Eliana's number. You know, like they might be talking to a friend and be like, hey, she was so attractive. Is she seeing anyone? Oh my God. And then like, hey, let me get her number. Can you hook me up? Can you get me in contact with her? So that's kind of the vibe, is that you're kind of meeting this person maybe out and about or through other people. But the main thing that you need to know is that this person's going to try to come for you. They're literally going to like charge at you with everything they've got to try to get you to be with them. They may even try to help you with something. This may even be someone who you could potentially hire, and they're helping you with something, and then it turns romantic. So maybe a plumber or like a fire department, or maybe someone is asked to help. Maybe you're moving somewhere and your friends are like, hey, can my friend so-and-so come help us move? Would you be cool with that? Maybe you meet them that way. But basically this person might be trying to help you with something, and then it turns romantic. It's a very passionate and energetic connection. Again, bottom line, this person is seeking you out. Because your Scorpio is in the 1st house, it's indicating to me that this may take place in a physical setting that encourages deep emotional connection, and maybe, like I said, a little bit of mystery. So we're looking at like places that could be potentially intimate, but also are very thought-provoking, inviting, maybe a little nuanced, like an art gallery, an intimate bar, maybe something that's kind of fronted like a speakeasy, kind of like an underground thing that not many people know about. So you're really cool for knowing that. Something maybe quiet, like a coffee shop, a bookstore, place where they do poetry readings, just think Scorpio, think what Scorpio would like. And that's kind of the vibe that you might meet this person at. So it's almost like this person's going to want you because they feel like you're exclusive. They feel like you're VIP. They feel like that they just met you and they would never be able to find someone like you in any other circumstance except for the way that you met. Scorpio talks about like astrology and occult events, just basically places where I feel like not a lot of people know about, or not a lot of people would go to. It's very niche, you know? So essentially, Eliana, like with the first house Scorpio, it's just make yourself available in terms of like, if you're invited somewhere like that, go to it. If you need help with something, maybe don't try to fix it yourself. Maybe call someone to help. Maybe there's something going on. Because I know you said, I think you work at a salon. So maybe like a sink needs to be fixed. Maybe you meet there somehow. But I feel like the main thing you need to know is that this person is going to see you, lock eyes with you, and pursue you. So if you are feeling like you're having to fight for the connection, if you feel like you are having to like be the one to pursue, that's not the person for you, because Venus in your first house tells me that it's about you. It's always been about you. You are the star of this show, and this person is going to be drawn to you like a magnet. They're going to work for it too, because I pulled the 8 of Pentacles. So this person's, and it may be at work, honestly, it may be at work, but this person's going to like fight for this. This person's going to be dedicated to it, and wanting you. I also pulled the 6 of Cups. So again, I kind of briefly touched on at the beginning of this reading that it may be someone you kind of already know in passing, or maybe haven't met yet, but will meet in passing. I don't feel like this is someone you've ever had a romantic connection with before, but it's very possible that you meet this person through someone else. And you may already know them, but it's never been a romantically experienced, I guess you could say, like explored romantically. This person is going to compete for you, compete for your attention. I don't know. I feel like this person's going to kind of rush in. I think that they're not really going to want to give you a chance. They're not really going to want to put you in a position. They're going to just try to make themselves to be really appetizing to you, very appealing to you. They want to they like kind of don't want you to say no to them, but they're kind of charging in pretty quick. So I feel like that's how you're meeting them. Again, I've tried to give like some examples. Think like Scorpio energy, think nuance, niche, underground, mystery, like the things that we don't really talk about, maybe like a pop-up shop or a pop-up club, or like underground bands, or like basically in situations that typically you wouldn't normally meet someone, and then you happen to meet them. And this person feels like if they don't go for it, if they don't pursue you, you could be the one that got away, because they really, really are very drawn to you at first. And I mean, they're drawn to you, period, but they're in the initial like meeting you phase, they're very drawn to you. So just places that promote, you know, authenticity. Again, that's why I say it could happen at work, because I feel like that's authentic expression for you. Or maybe like places that offer transformative experiences, like retreats, like yoga retreats and things like that. I'm trying to think what else. Basically like places that offer something deeper, something that is not just like a surface level situation, something that represents you and your own personal interest and your own expression. Oops, I meant to tell my husband that I'm still doing readings. So Eliana, let me know if you have any questions about that. I know you say your best friend called. But go ahead and shoot me a message. Boss lady, if you're here, if you want to check in with me, go for that. Hey, baby. All right, so Eliana, that's what I've got for you, friend. Boss lady, if you are here, I got you. Okay, you said, what's your husband's energy towards you? Let's see. I'll go back and listen when I'm off the phone. Okay, Eliana, that sounds good, girl. All right, husband's current energy towards boss lady. How's her husband feeling? All right, boss lady. So I have a Six of Swords, which is like transition. So I think that he wants to believe that the worst is over, that we are putting like the hardest part of the relationship in the past and moving forward into something better. The Three of Pentacles here talks about like a collaborative effort, like working together as a team. I think that he really wants you guys to be a united front. But I think that he's still a little bit, I don't want to call him delusional, but that's really the only word I can think of to express this sentiment. It feels like he's a little delusional when it comes to what's realistic. Like in a perfect world, he wants you, because it's Three of Pentacles, he wants you and him and the third party, I think that you said it's your, maybe his mom, to get along. But he's not being very realistic with this. He still thinks in his head somehow that like this will all work itself out, and he like just wants the three of you guys to just get along, and it doesn't seem like that's something that's going to happen. So I think that he might still be a little bit focused on a dream or a fantasy rather than like making this basis out of fact in reality. He's definitely holding on to you. Like I see him holding on tight, very, very tightly for you. He says that you inspire him. I think the hard part is he doesn't know how to leave her in the dust. Like he doesn't know how to leave her behind. He doesn't know how to disconnect himself from her. And that's like where your issue is. And he's still kind of harboring on that. Like he's still trying to hold on to that belief that this will change, that this situation will get fixed, the situation will resolve itself. I think that you are his inspiration. You are what keeps him motivated, what keeps him driven. He really loves you. Like, you understand him, you anticipate his needs, you're emotionally available, you are trustworthy, you're nurturing, you're caring, you're generous, you are, trying to find a way through this. You are trying to cooperate, but at the same time he's recognizing that you're needing to set your boundary. You're needing to basically say, like, this is how it is. And, like, if this is how it's going to continue, we've got to figure this out, because I can't keep doing this. And he is hearing you. He is seeing that. I think that he's still got one foot in the fantasy, though. I have the hope that maybe this whole situation will resolve itself. I do feel like he would much rather have this be a peaceful resolution, one where he's not going to have to take a side, because I see, again, with the Three of Pentacles, is like him saying, let's work together to figure this out. Like, let's all work together. But when the variable, i.e. his mom, is so unpredictable and unsupportive, it's not something that's going to happen. Hey, Alvia. My lists are closed, friend. All of my lists are closed for the night. So sorry. What's his energy towards her? He says that he wants you to be a part of his future. He still sees himself committed to you. He's dedicated to you. What's the energy towards her? He says he's still trying to heal. He said he's struggling to get over the past right now. He feels like he needs your forgiveness. He's basically trying to fix. There's some type of karma between your husband and your husband's mom. There is karma here that has been carried into this life that he is trying to fix. There's some kind of influence that she has over him that is Gunner. That is, like, he can't break it. It feels like a spell. Like, it's this karma that he has to try to figure out. He feels almost like this is against his will. Like, he feels powerless to her. They have this very codependent dynamic amongst the two of them, and it's a real issue for him. His mother doesn't want to work on anything because she doesn't want you together, because she's not getting her way. Yes. He feels a sense of inadequacy even before you. They're telling me even before you, this relationship with his mother has been turbulent. This relationship with her has been a problem. Like, maybe with you, it's getting worse. Maybe it's getting harder, but this has always been an issue for him with her, that they've always had their problems. And it feels like to me that he is closer to asserting his authority with her, but he's still hoping that the story will play out differently. He's hoping that this will resolve itself before it gets to that point. And so that's where the problem is that you're like, I need you to step it up now. Like, let's get to it. Like, this, you're seeing like things based in fact, and he's still hoping that things change rather than taking control. Again, he's closer to taking control of this than he was before, but I think that he's still living in this fantasy world where he's like hoping and wishing that things will resolve itself before he has to take the reins. I think when it comes to you, he has devotion in his heart, but I think that the situation with his mom is completely separate from you. And it's like he has his own individual karma with her that he has to work out. And you are triggering him to make those changes and set those boundaries. But because he has his own karma to balance with her, it's almost like you're separate. Yes, she's causing issues in your relationship and making it hard for you, but these issues go back further than you. Do you get what I mean? So that's what's playing out right now. He said, yes, absolutely. She doesn't have his better interest because she's putting him in danger every time. She tells all his business to people she doesn't know. And then in turn, that's your business that she's telling because this affects you as well. He feels like you are too good to him, like you really put up with a lot, and he feels like you're just too good to him. He feels the pain from the damage that he's causing. He feels incredibly passionate towards you. I think that he also is wondering like who he's going to lose first, you or his mom. And I think that scares him because he knows that one of you, he's going to lose one of you guys, if not both of you, because of this. And I think that he's worried about that. He's very indecisive. Like, you're making him realize his flaws, and he's saying that he knows his inability to make a decision about this has been hurting you. So that's what I've got, boss lady. Well, one thing about me, I would never leave him, and that's why she's mad. That's good. That's good. I'm happy to hear that. Have you told him that? Because I think that he has a lot of fear surrounding how much more that you're going to be able to take from all of this. Good. Okay. He still has that fear, but I think you encouraging him and you telling him this often is going to just reinforce it. But he is worried about that. It does scare him. He's like, how much more is she going to be able to take? I think he is aware of his responsibility here. I think he just has to get the courage to do what he needs to do. He told you that you're a great wife. Yeah. He does feel that way. Oh, you're very welcome, boss lady. I'm so happy to hear that I was able to clarify that for you. I hope you have a good rest of your evening. Everyone else, thank you for being here. I will see you guys next time. Have a great night, everyone.